This build's not done yet. This is my second character that I've gone through the game with. Right now the damage looks low. Its main, I wanted to make a build that revolved around using nothing but, what's it called? Nothing but, fire in the Red Demon set. Which, okay, let me look at this. Here's the, this character has a 41 attack increase. I could increase it more, but I haven't done it yet. So I'm running Red Demon. I have two different choices for this build. This is mainly my, the one I like right now. I'm still not done yet. I still need to get my hands on a, I want to either do kill fast, move fast, or I want to do a build with Tokichiro's Gourd. I'm not sure yet, but right now I'm running Red Demon pieces. This is what the whole point of this build is. You dot the boss as much as possible, and then you just melt it. Once that fire effect is on, you just melt the boss. And I'm running one piece of this right now for the blindness as effect. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is probably putting more pieces of this on. Because I kind of want the reduced defense ranged weapon or... I don't know. Right now I have enough status elements, I don't really need that. But with the Red Demon set, this build is just amazing. I'm running one Tosa. I might switch this out for a Fanatic piece. If it has a weapon, of course. Because I want to run a low health build with this. It'd be kind of fucked. But you want fire damage on your cannon because it's just the... it increases overall fire damage. Now, for this build, yes, I know it's odd to see a brute-based things, but this build originally was supposed to be a brute build, but I changed it halfway through. My stats will be... my whole goal is to make my skill 99 and possibly Constitution or whatever, but I want to get my magic to 50. But this is the main stats you need is skill 99. Hearts can be about 60. Heart's just there for the key mainly. If I wanted more DPS, I could get it, but the DPS is all in the burn, so it doesn't really need it. And keep in mind, this damage is with a +6 weapon that increases burn damage. So you mainly just want burn on every... I got lucky and got this exact roll on this, so I didn't have to really farm. And the whole bread and butter of this build is burn as fast as possible. You won't really need your yokai shift, but you will be needing some of these other perks in the trees. I did start with dual wield. I have two different versions of this build. I was going to do a sword build, but then I realized, wait, Red Demon uses a spear, so I could do a spear build. And I did farm Mataza because Mataza just has really good abilities. And then dual swords. I recommend getting all the perks for the dual swords, like the special attacks mainly. The rest doesn't really matter. Oh, wait, no, actually does. Most people use water sword. I prefer Windstorm because Windstorm has hyper armor. So you can't be knocked out of Windstorm. And I'll just show you a little bit of gameplay right now. Oh yeah, and we're also using rifles because the explosive bullets actually it actually triggers fire damage. Rarely, I've noticed. Nioh, mainly spec into the support talismans, and then everything else goes into fire. Nothing but fire. The bread and butter of this build is Flaming Familiar. The reason why I call this the pyro-manic, I'll show you. Let me click on, well, I'm on Way the Strong. Let's do the last mission. I'll show you the true power of this build. This build is amazing. I love this build a lot. It's not completely done, because I'm still getting pieces of armor and stuff, but let me start this mission and show you the bread and butter. Oh, I will be adding Leviathan scrolls to this build, though, because, I utilize the burning oil a lot in this build, and it actually helps a lot because but It doesn't really help you when you're doing expedition and the new players don't know what. This build, I mainly built it to do. It's basically an overpowered build that even if the damage is scaled down, it still has high damage because. See, 1000. This build may look like these stats may show this, but these are not. This is not the actual damage. We'll start out with the spear. I'm still trying to get the Anima skill for dual wield. And yes, if you haven't noticed, we look like the Golden Dragon, but it's fine. I kind of chose this appearance because it's a pure fire build, so. Now, I think the boots look kind of stupid though with this armor. I might change them out to the Tokachiro ones or whatever. Okay. Now, so you get the maximum damage of this build. This is a very tanky build, but it wears light armor. And the whole bread and butter is not to use your Guardian Spirit. Don't use your Guardian Spirit. I can't stress this enough. Use your Guardian Spirit, you're not playing this build right. You're not supposed to use it. This build is an Anima build. It's literally mainly this build. The whole bread and butter is I'm going to melt this enemy as fast as possible before it kills me. And the best part about this build makes New Game Plus a joke because of, this is a damage over time build. And I made it to her Omnio Magic. So, Omnio Magic is based on my Amrita gauge. So, whatever my Amrita gauge is, that's how long the abilities last for. And where's this? Hold on, let's try this. Okay, this. I'll see stuff blow up. So far, this is not even the... I'm still working on this whole spear thing, but that's not the whole bread and butter of this build. This is the bread and butter of the build. Gotta do this, Sloth, and then you just mow them down with Windstorm. So Red Demon was ass in the first game. I basically made a Red Demon build that is overpowered. And the best part is, bosses can't hit you because they're blind. This build works. Oh, and for all you Nenra lovers, this build's based around the Nenra Soul Core. I was debating between using a Nenra or Kasha, and I chose a Nenra because the game decided to give me this godly Nenra Soul Core. Like, look at that. It can't be any better than that. And then, we don't really look at these because these are an embarrassment. I need better soul cores here, but okay. See how stupid this is. Okay. This, and then this. I don't have any of my explosive barrels. Fuck, I can't do what I wanted to do. Nope. You're blinded, so you can't hit me now. Yeah, I bet you'd like a soul core. Hopefully that's a better one than what I have, because the one I have right now, this is shit. Active skill damage is at 2%. If I can get, I'm thinking, I don't know if I want Spearfall damage in this build, or Windstorm. I'm just really liking this version of this build right now, with the whole dual wield aspect. But, I don't know. This build is mainly... This build's just fun. Like, enemies can't hit you. Once you do the damage, once you proc that burning status effect, they can't do anything. And... I used too much, This build will be able to use ninjutsu as well, so it's an all-around good build. The whole point is to proc that fire status effect. Once you proc that status effect, it's all over from there on out. This build is by far The strongest build, well, it's not the strongest per se, because I'm not going for damage. I'm going more for how fast can I murder this enemy without having to try, basically. Look at that. That's beautiful. Now, look at that. One spear attack. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention. I might actually go for... these are my pieces. I'm looking for inheritables and stuff. But this is what I run right now. I'm going to be actually changing a piece on my chest piece. I run defense Amrita gauge because this basically makes me a walking tank. Here, I'm going to show you the true power of this build on this Revenant. Let me rest of the shrine and then you'll see the true power of it. This mission, I mean, this build's only 207 and it's really good. Once it's 300, I can only imagine how much damage it's gonna do. Like, it's gonna be retarded. Let me show you the power of this build. Okay, I'm gonna show you another variation I like to use. Do I have a Mataza spear on me? I don't think I do. I do have this variation, though, I like using. This one. This is my Revenant farming one. Like, if I just feel like I want to grapple something until it's dead, I'll run this setup instead. Okay, let me show you the true power of this build. This is how overpowered this build can actually be. And you simply just do that, and wait for the burn to happen, and he's dead. Okay, I can do that even faster. I'll show you exactly how fast this build works. The true power, I would have to show you with the whole point of this build is to burn everything as fast as possible. Look at that. That burn, though. Yeah, and everyone says the Mataza set's good. Yeah, I recommend you use the Red Demon. The Red Demon just is so good. Once you proc, the only issue with this build is one thing, which I kind of made up for by doing one thing. One issue, if the boss is a fire boss, you will have troubles killing that boss, because, yes, I know, that's one downside to using this build, but this is a fun build. It's not meant to melt stuff fast, it's just meant to have fun and murder things, like they're nothing. Like so. And the whole reason for the Peacock is it gives you a damage buff based on your stance, and we're always in high stance mainly. Once we get a damage buff, we switch stances constantly. And let me show you the other parts of this build. Okay, so you're going to want stability, because increase the force of your thrust while also extending the range. By increasing the force, you're doing more damage. It just doesn't say that. Spearfall. And yes, I'm aware this is a skill build, and I could be putting stuff in Constitution to make the spear hit harder, but that's part of the... There's a reason behind that. I'll explain that in a second. Right now, I don't have... Once I get skill scaling on this, I'm looking for the inheritable skill scaling. Once I get it, this spear's damage is going to skyrocket. Now, I'm going to show you just how broken this can be. Okay, so this isn't as broken as my magic Otakumaru build that I use, but this, I mean, this build is more of like, oh, there's a bunch of ads chasing me? Well, let me mow them down. I did think of using... I basically have a bunch of different spears here, because this one, I'll run this spear if I'm helping somebody, so I'm the main target, because I can tank the boss. So, if I need to tank the boss, I will run the Hanzo spear. Oh wait, no, this isn't a Hanzo spear, this is what's-his-name spear. No, Hanzo spear. If I really want to use bombs, I will use Hanzo spear, but the Vermilion spear... This spear right here basically allows me to get that easy target bonus and be able to tank bosses. So when I'm helping people, they don't die. Now, you are going to want these dual swords. Mainly, it's not for the fact of the dual elements. It's because these swords, well, it's because these swords, with the set, you get extra health, which actually basically makes us even more tankier. What I might eventually do is probably do a low health version of this build that actually works even more. I was thinking of using the Tonfa with this build, but this build is just really good. Why would I use the Tonfa? So I'll show you the power of this build. I'm not even going to use a summon. We're just going to kill this boss. Let me rest of the shrine real quick. Actually, I'm going to show you something cool real quick. Okay. So what I like doing. I set up my bars. I go dual wield. And then I do this. I do this. Buff. Buff. Buff again. Buff one more time. And then we do... By the way, make sure your thing is stocked. Make sure you're at 100 at all times. You never use your Guardian Spirit in this build. This is an Enra build, basically. So, pop that, and then I do this. With the Scorched Ailment, blow him up. And once you blow him up, the other guy should blow up, but he didn't blow up because, yeah, I wasn't close enough. Here, I'll show you in a better example. I'll find an area that... Hold on. Okay, let me show you the true power of this build. We're just going to murder the boss. Because this build basically is supposed to be very tanky, and once it's done, the damage is going to be insane. But right now, this is the build. Give me a second. I was thinking of using an axe at first, but I was like, why? The bread and butter of this build is the dual swords, though. That is the bread and butter. The only reason for the spear is... Originally, it was supposed to be a Red Demon Spear build, and then I turned it into this monstrosity. Oh yeah. Also, Fleeting Guardian Spirit Talismans. This is how you basically get away with not using certain elements. So, with the bird, which is basically bipolar, and it's basically an RNG. What this Guardian Spirit does is, you get certain things from it. Like, okay, so mid stance gives you more armor, basically. High stance gives you more attack, low stance gives you more recovery, which, with this build, because of the key recovery I basically made it to do stupid damage. Key recovery is so low. Well, this is only the beginning of the... Oh my god, I'm about to die in the mission. That wouldn't be good on stream to do that. Pyro-manic, the only build that this is my current build. I love this build. I've been having fun with this build, and I think it's good. I don't build... When I build a build, when I want to have fun, I don't choose an overpowered thing. I don't... Oh, well, that's a lie. Magic is when I go overpowered, but... My next build, I honestly want you guys to decide. I either want to do a... 1 HP glass cannon ninjutsu build, or I want to do a strength build with 2 axes, or you know what, even better, I even want to do a poison build. I just want you guys can choose in the comments below which one you want me to choose, because I don't know which one I want. I'm trying to figure this out, but this character is my first male character that I finished the game on. I don't play a male character normally. I'm normally a female character. And this build, I've had some fun times with. And, oh yeah. And also, you're going to want to get... This build is only really effective once you get to... Let me see. Once you get the... You're going to want the Red Demon Smithing text in base game, of course. And then, once you get to... This build really isn't effective until Wave is Strong, because Wave is Strong is when... This build does some stupid damage. Okay, I have 2 different... I also have extended weapon. My defense is based off my magic too. An Nioh magic bonus. So, when my bar is full, this buff lasts longer. If you can tell, look. I can stand here, and this buff will last. As long as I don't use my Guardian Spirit. The Guardian Spirit you're going to want to start out with, since this was originally supposed to be a brute build, This is the one I used. I used Makami, and this is my setup. Because Makami gives you yokai ability damage, which is so good in the base game. I was thinking of going with this one, melee damage unscathed at first, but then I realized you have to guard in order to use it, so it's not really helpful. Whereas, oh, and the secondary guard spirit, yokai ability damage, brute. The reason why we're doing a brute build and not a phantom build, I know it seems weird. I bet if this was phantom, it'd probably be doing more, but I haven't tested the numbers yet. I might test them just to see. But this build is not supposed to be a magic build, and honestly, it was supposed to be it's basically a, I'm gonna run in the crowd, murder everything like Leroy Jenkins and get away with it build, so yeah. Now, watch the power as I murder this boss like it's nothing. Hopefully, or it's gonna kill me. Let's find out now on who's dying first. If you notice, that guy hit me once, and I'm wearing light armor, and that didn't even barely do anything. So, okay. I'm gonna show you this boss, and after this boss, I'm gonna show you the power on a different one. I'm gonna show you the power of, like, the ad play and potentialness. This build is potentially the most power that I can think of. Okay, so, get the most DPS out of it. You do this, then you do this, and then you do this. Look at the mount. Look at the mount. For level 20, for level 207, that melt is extreme. Like, okay, I probably have more damage than I thought now. And the thing is, I don't have any windstorm damage. If I already put windstorm damage on this, oh look, I got a ninjutsu profile. Perfect. Don't forget to rebuff. If you don't rebuff, you are not playing this build right. This build is supposed to be tanky at all costs. Always keep your fire status elements up. Don't let them drop. You let them drop and you're not playing the build right. This is a health regen tank build. Fucking, you know what? The next build I do is going to be a tank. A heavy armor build. I already have a build idea in mind too. This is my build. Blind's the boss can't hit you, and you can just keep meleeing the boss to death. Look at that. I took a full hit and didn't even die. If you don't keep your buffs up, you're dead. And if you take too many hits, you're dead. So I don't have... You will be using ninjutsu a lot on this build. This build is hard when you first make it, because... to get it started, it's not easy. But if you can tell, the melt on this build is insane. The whole point, the reason why I put burn accumulation on my weapons, I have burn accumulation on all my weapons on this build. This is a pure fire build. Look at that. If you're not careful, you will die. And okay, he's doing the fucking Takumaru grab. Oh, what? He didn't like me melting him, apparently. Okay, that just happened. We're gonna try that again, but this time melt a bit faster. Yeah, I just died because I was being stupid. Give me a second. Okay. Let me make sure this time I have my... I died because I decided to be stupid there. Hold on. All I need to do... Like, that doesn't normally happen. That just happened now because I was talking and not paying attention. Ah, yes. This bomb is also the bread and butter. This build, you can switch the build around to make it basically do... I was thinking of doing Tonfas, but the issue with Tonfas is, there's no Tonfa set, I don't think, that helps with Tonfa gun. And give me a second, I don't have any fire barrels, so hold on. Just so I could survive the status elements from this dude, let me make sure this is on, and then let's run. Let's try this again. This build, apparently... So, the melt on this build's insane. So my friend just sent me a party. If I give me a second, I'll join his party after this. This build, once you get the melts down, the boss can't kill you. I just fucked up because I was being stupid. If I take too many hits, I'm dead. So now, key pulse. You know, this build does not require key pulsing. Just so you know. Who actually uses key pulsing anyway? But it's not even a thing anymore. Look at that melt. And this is a melee build. This is a light armor build, and it takes this, and the damage does not matter. This is a tank, fire tank build, and look at the damage. Just look at the damage. I gotta play my life and not be stupid. Because my health regen's down, which is not good. Replay your buffs. When that happens, you replay your buffs. You don't let the boss get you. Just replay your buffs. You play the range game and throw bombs at him. Life. He's blinded. Good. I switched to the spear by accident. Okay, let's do this. Look at that. Now you use the Nenra Soul Core. Okay, this is when I use my Guardian Spear, because I'm not dying again. And, as you can see, you stay in Guardian Spirit a good time. Okay. And now, so I didn't get to do this at the end the last time, some person stopped me from doing it. Best ending in the game. And that's the build pretty much. That's all you need to know, basically. And like, comment, and subscribe.